Hi, I'm Lori here in the I Love to Create Design Studios, and I'm here today to talk to you about one of my favorite products, which is Tulip Tie-Dye. I'm going to give you some helpful tips and techniques so that you can get the best possible result with this great product. The first thing you want to do is set up your work surface. You always want to protect your table with plastic table covers, or plastic wrap works well also. After that, you want to put down a layer of paper towels that will help to absorb excess dye while you're dyeing your project. Always pre-wash your fabric to remove any sizing. Cotton, wool, rayon, and silk are some examples of fabrics that dye beautifully. Choose your desired technique. Are you going to dye dry or are you going to dye wet? If you're doing wet technique, use it directly from the washer. If you're going to use a dry technique, dry your fabric in the dryer and then you can start your project right from there. You always want to wear gloves when you're handling the dyes because it will stain your fingers temporarily. Add water to the dye bottles, fill them up to the line, put the cap back on and shake it for at least a minute until the dye is fully dissolved. You can use the dye full strength for intense colors or for lighter shades and tones. Add more water to your bottles or mix in a separate bottle if you feel the need. Don't add water to your dye until you're ready to use it. Dye needs to be used within 24 hours after mixing to get a good intense color. Dyes left unapplied after 24 hours can start to lose their concentration and may not give you the color intensity in your project that you're wanting. Make sure excess dye is removed from your work area. You can't see it until it reacts with the water you're using, and it can stain your fabric. You want to apply the dye directly to the fabric, checking to make sure that your dye is penetrating all of the layers. On the other hand, you don't want to oversaturate your fabric because dye colors can blend together. They may become muddy or create a color that you weren't intending. You can also create new colors the same way by blending them directly on the fabric or separately in another bottle. After you finish dyeing your project, you want to cover it with plastic and keep it damp. Let it sit for 6 to 8 hours or longer for the best color intensity. Fully rinse your dyed fabric in the sink until all the extra dye runs clear, and take off the rubber bands at the same time. Go ahead and fill your washer to the large load setting with the hottest water that you can use for the fabric you've chosen and just a small amount of laundry soap. And you don't want to allow a dyed fabric to rest while it's wet on other items. And you can also place small things in a laundry bag for easier washing. So those are some simple tips and techniques so that you get the best result using our Tulip One-Step Tie-Dye. My name's Lori and I Love to Create Studios. Take a look at our website for some great design inspiration. We hope you enjoyed our video.